Well, they certainly have, and we've talked about the Colts as they continue to move up. Indiana received Indiana basketball received another commitment yesterday. I know you're not up in the working on college basketball recruiting, but Gabe Cupps, pretty big recruitment for Mike Woodson. This kid's an Ohio kid. It was between Ohio State and mainly in Indiana, but this is one of those guys. He just reminds me of a taller Neil Reed type that can just do some stuff with the ball.
Can he shoot from the outside?
Yeah.
Sign him up, man. Sign him up. Get him in here now.
He's on, man. He's committed at least.
Good.
But that's another good commitment for Mike Woodson. And things are looking, I know that they're only 2 games in. We're going to get a great indication tonight as they take on St. John's. They've been putting up a ton of points. We'll see if Indiana can maintain a defensive effort for the entire level of the game like they did the other night and do the same offensively. They get the Johnnies at home. But, yeah, things are going right for Indiana right now and Mike Woodson. The commitments coming in, follow up on that win tonight will go along. If they get this win tonight, you'll know that they're really headed in the right direction, and this should be able to catapult them in to this early part of the season.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, the schedule obviously gets a little tougher now, but Woody. Look, when Woody got hired, I was like, meh. I guess. I was more of a Dane Fife supporter for that job. But I'll tell you what, the fact that they brought in Thad and they brought in Dane and kept Kenya and some of these other guys, and they have really hit the ground running. And I've been very impressed by what they've done. Look, I don't know. I've never seen Gabe Cupps play. I've never seen CJ Gunn play, but they're all highly rated guys, and people around the country seem to think that IU's got some of the best recruiting classes coming in. Of course, we said that about Archie Miller too. He had good guys coming in. They came in and did absolutely nothing. So we'll see. I mean, Woody's got to coach him up, and we'll find out if he can do that. But on the recruiting trail, that group has certainly gotten it done.
Well, I think that the difference we saw from game 1 and game 2, and Woody was just, matter of fact, he was like, all right, yeah, after the first game when they had that big lead and gave it all up, he was like, we're fine. I'm proud of my team. We did the things at the end to win that we needed to do, yada yada. And so everyone else was kind of freaking out. And then the next game, they did pretty much what he had asked them to do: play defense the entire time, play offense the entire time. I think his message is getting through because of how he's delivering it. I've talked to yesterday to Trace Jackson Davis, and he talked about learning to keep that motor going, which if he wants to play in the NBA, that's what you got to do, man. You got to play on the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, look, Trace is a talented guy, but he's going to have to be an energy player if and when he gets to the NBA, because look, he's getting better at shooting the perimeter shot. But ultimately, that's not what he does. He's going to have to be an energy guy who comes off the bench. I'm not comparing their games. I'm just comparing what the kinds of things he's going to need to do. And so the name that comes to mind is Montrezl Harrell. Like I say, different game, but just you've got to be a big, active body on the front line. And I think that's where he's going to make his money in the NBA if he reaches the NBA.
I agree. It's what exactly. Indiana tonight, St. John's is coming into Indiana. It's, St. John's, one of those names of the past, the Dave Gavitt Games. Of course, Indiana, the Big Ten right now, I think, is 0-4 in the Gavitt Games. That's surprising. Even if this was the Big Ten ACC Challenge, maybe that would be a little normal, but not for this. This is this isn't the Big East of old. And it's not exactly like you're playing some elementary teams here, but Big Ten was looked on to be a little bit better than what this start has gotten.
I think the Big Ten is going to be fine. I really do. I think the Big Ten, are they going to finally win a national championship for the first time since Mateen Cleaves and Tom
Team
Izzo
Thieves.
did it in Indianapolis. That I don't know. I mean, there's some great teams out there, and I watched Gonzaga the other night, and holy crap! But I don't read too much into the early season games. Is what I'm saying. I don't freak out about it one way or the other. I think sometimes we look at games early against some of these directional schools and think, boy, this Indiana team or Purdue team is going to be dangerous. Well, look at who the hell they're playing. I mean, let's get into the meat of the Big Ten season. We'll figure out who they are.
Yeah, because there's been losses already. I think there was a loss last night that I saw that's escaping me. But so that's going to happen.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen to Indiana and everybody else. It just does because those teams are playing. Man, that's the highlight of their season. These teams that are
of course,
they're playing right now, and this is like a glorified scrimmage for a lot of these big teams. Is probably how they look at it.
Oh, there's no doubt. Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to get excited about Eastern Michigan. I mean, you still got to play, and I was very discouraged, not discouraged, but they didn't play well. I mean, that second half was brutal. I think they missed nine threes in the second half. Look, this whole season, Jim, is going to come down to whether they can find anybody who can hit from the perimeter. I think Cup has got a good-looking shot. I think Parker Stewart's got that possibility, but they've got to show it when it's time to play.
See, BYU beat number 12 Oregon by 32.
Dang.
Holy crap! Come on, man. That's not
well. Early in the season, you see all these crazy
but
scores.
Now losing is one thing. Losing by 32. That's a whole different deal there. If you're the 12th ranked team in the country,
that's a bit of a wake-up call for Dana Altman, I would think.
Michigan was the team that actually lost last night, apparently, and that was right not too long after he received a nice 5-year extension. But it's going to happen. You think Michigan's not a good team now because they lost last night?
Right. Who did they lose to, by the way? Do you know?
Yeah, I saw it earlier. Daggone it. John, do you have it?
Seton Hall.
Oh,
crap. My wife's alma mater.
Well, there you go. Not exactly Mississippi Valley State either.
No. So
it's
I'm going to tell you this really quick story. So my wife and I, we decide to get married. All right. So we go out with some friends after the game, or after I proposed, and it's the night that Indiana is playing Seton Hall in the NCAA tournament, and so a few cocktails were consumed. And, I'm an Indiana grad. She's a Seton Hall grad. So we said, we will have as many children as Andrew Gaze hits 3-pointers.
Wow.
He hit 7, I believe. So
wow, that could have changed your life.
Yeah. Freaking Andrew Gaze. I'll never forgive him. But we only had 2. So we were not true to our word. But, you can't stick by things you say after lots of champagne.